What's up, everybody? Well, I got another Asus Ally X gameplay video for you guys today. Well, not so much a gameplay video, but a benchmark video. And we're gonna try this Monster Hunter Wilds benchmark out. Now, Steam Deck, unfortunately, we just couldn't get playable FPS. It's just not happening. It got like an average of 24 with balanced FSR. And I could have tried Ultra Performance, but I don't think that would have helped. I think it would have been maybe 25 and then looked like really garbage for like one more FPS, and I just didn't think that was worth it, so I did what I did. So with this one, I think we'll just do our normal 1080p, 900p, and 720p. I think we're just gonna go ahead and try it, you know, with FSR right off the rip, because when I tried no upscaling on the Steam Deck, that really went bad. We lost like 4 FPS, and that's a lot when you're already only in the 20s, you know? So figure might as well just try it with FSR on every single setting. But with that out of the way, let's get this thing hooked up to that capture computer, and let's go get started. All right, well, first we're gonna do 1080p, well, at least base 1080p. We're just going to run FSR pretty much the whole time, because it seems like this game really wants some form of upscaling, or it's just not going to run good. Unless you were probably one monitor down from what your GPU should be capable of, then you'd probably be okay. But then you'd be stuck with, what should we call it, FXAA anti-aliasing or TAA anti-aliasing. And I don't know, I kind of almost still feel like FSR is better than that. But that's just my opinion. Why don't we now hop on in and see what it gets for 1080p in the benchmark. Alright, well, kind of expected, but only got 19 FPS, not playable. And that's with FSR helping it. But maybe if you ran everything on low, you might be able to touch 30-ish, but I don't see why you'd run 1080p and then put everything on low. I mean, everybody's free to do what they want, but it doesn't really make sense to me. But anyway, now let's move on to the next. Alright, well, now we're going to try 900p medium settings. Still with FSR though, so it's not true 900p. And it wants to use performance now, so I'm just letting it do what it wants to do for the stock settings. I'm even leaving motion blur and all that stuff on. Normally I'd turn that off, but I'm not even technically playing the game, so I'm just going to leave it the way it is. Even though I'd normally turn that crap off. Well, we almost averaged 30, but we still had lots and lots of dips in the teens and low 20s, so I still wouldn't find this very playable, but some people might. So you could always give it a shot. I think the only truth one that was even close to playable and still had some drops under 30 was low. But hey, let's go see. Well, now here's the 720p low settings we're going to run. Alright, let's go run the bin. Alright, finally, we averaged 39, and there were still some spots where it dropped under 30 a little bit, but this is the most playable you're gonna get. And it's actually pretty playable. It doesn't look very great, at least when it's all blown up, but I'm not even gonna show you what it looks like all blown up. We're gonna go watch it on the screen now, so let's go hop on over and watch the whole benchmark through the camera. Well, alright. Just like I did on the Steam Deck, we'll also get a little camera recorded gameplay of just what the benchmark entails, so you guys can see how it plays. I'm just going to run out the same low settings, 720p, as we just did. So I feel there's no point in showing you the settings again. So let's just hit that benchmark and let her run. And I wanted to do frame gen for you guys just for fun, but anytime I try to turn it on, it crashed the game over and over. So I was like, alright, at least on this system we're not doing that. And who knows, it might do that on everything. I'll still try it every time though. And then once we get to some more powerful systems, we'll also try ray tracing out too. I don't know if this thing will just shut off the screen on me, so every once in a while I'll just give the little nubs a poke there, just to make sure it doesn't shut the screen off on us, because as far as it's concerned, I'm probably not even playing right now. I'm just basically watching a movie. But at least most of the time it gives you playable FPS now. And it doesn't look nearly as bad on the screen itself, but you still see a lot of the weird aliasing from FSR and all that, though.
できるのですか？やってみる。僕も痛い。
That thing's got some balance. I thought for sure he was going to go down. Alright, on to the next scene. Now this is the first part where it started dropping frames really bad to the point where it was unplayable on almost all the other settings. But at least here, it only drops under 30 a little bit. I think I saw it drop down to 24 or something like that for like a split second. Lots of 28s and 29s, which not great, but not the end of the world. It's just holding on to that 30 FPS game. But yeah, at least on this thing it's playable. It doesn't look pretty, but it's playable. Oh shit, it's 420 and I just took a hit. I should have waited. I had no idea we were that close. Is there even anything left? Well, we'll see. No, that was a pretty lame 420 hit, I'm not gonna lie. But hey, he can't win them all, and it's just a silly point in time. I've seen some people literally freak out just because they missed 420. It's like, dude, it's not that serious. It's just a fun number to smoke at. Like, there's no need to take it that seriously, man. It's a pretty long benchmark. I'm glad that they show you a bunch of different areas, though. It's pretty neat. They made a pretty good benchmark. Now, I'd like to see what it runs like on a higher-end PC, or at least a mid-range PC. So, I'm curious to see how it runs on the G15 Advantage. But judging from what I'm seeing here, I'm probably going to still struggle to hit 60 FPS on that thing. At least with the FSR's help, and even with that, this game seems pretty CPU intensive at times too. Alright, and they say it's good, and we average about 40. So, like I said, very playable. Not the best looking anymore, but you can at least play. Now, like I said, I would have loved to test frame gen out for you guys too, but no matter what I did, it kept crashing over and over and over again. Now, that might just be because this thing's on an older driver or something. I just let this thing update through Armory Crate. Because last time I tried to mess with the Alienware and do aftermarket drivers, I got screwed. Now my G15 Advantage didn't seem to give a shit. It let me just use AMD's drivers right from the official site and I never had a problem with it. But that Alienware sitting right above us, that thing was a whole nother story. So that's why I was like, yeah, well, I know this is an Asus like my G15 Advantage, but let's just leave it alone. So that could be the only reason not why the frame gen doesn't work. But I'm still going to try it on the rest of the systems, and I guess we'll see if it crashes with frame gen enabled on those too. But in any case, why don't we go and wrap this video on up? Well, alright guys, that's a wrap for Monster Hunter Wilds on the Asus Ally X, and it did much better than the Steam Deck. Now, you're still not getting no 60 plus, but you can at least get playable FPS if you sacrifice graphics. It obviously does not look very impressive, but you can get 30, 40 FPS, with some drops still under 30 in some areas though. But it's like down to 24 for like a split second, and like maybe down to 28, 29, that kind of stuff. Not like, okay, well we're just gonna have to run around at 20 FPS or like 15 FPS like the Steam Deck would have had to do. So, fortunately, this is one of those times where the extra power of the Ally just makes the Steam Deck look kind of bad, but hey, it happens. It's a more powerful system. I just still think that makes the Steam Deck suck, especially because that's not what I bought the thing for. I didn't even buy it for playing games like this. Neither one of them, really. This one was just to kind of combat the lameness of not being able to play every game on Steam OS and online games. Though, I'm not gonna lie, I don't play too many competitive games that would have anti-cheat on a handheld anyway, so for me, that's kind of not that important, but it's still nice to not get in the way, you know? But in any case, though, time to go and try this out on the Firebat Mini PC. Probably not gonna go so well. I have a feeling it might even tell us, hey, you need blank amount of RAM and you don't got it. We're not even gonna let you play, but we'll still try it. So I hope you enjoyed this video though, because I sure as hell enjoy making it for you guys. And until the next video, peace out, guys.